Alright, we all know the routine. I'm finally here doing a more show than tell video of the glass bottles I found recently at South Oak Park. Finally get around to it, I know. But this isn't going to be in any particular order because it'd be a nightmare to kind of orchestrate a video like that, and I don't typically orchestrate my videos anyway. Just kind of wing it, go with it. So I guess I'll just start with bottles in no particular order and try to make this quick. Hopefully the lighting works well. Start off here at this amber bottle. Yeah, I'm trying to be a little quieter. It's kind of late at night. No, I don't need to be super loud talking about bottles and such. But yeah, just get some of these in there. I'm not going to sit there and ramble on about it too much because I'm just kind of just want to get through this because I have quite a bit of bottles to show. So again, this is more show than tell. But try not to ramble too much. Just kind of give them a little bit of time and move on. Just a pretty basic amber bottle. And yes, I'm fully aware that these are just mostly vintage bottles from around like the 40s and 50s. Some going back as early on as the 20s, 1920s, being this particular bottle that was found out there. But other than that, I know these aren't anything super special and they're not like super cool or nothing, but I found them and they're still vintage, so I figure why not. Maybe this is from 51. Anyways, get that out of the way. Go just attack the ambers here. Get the amber ones out of the way. Because why not? Looks like it has a little bit of tin still on this one. Because there's gobs of tin in these holes where I'm finding these. Just a cool little amber bottle. I like my ambers. So yeah, there's this one. Pretty simple one. The seam in there. Because why not? And there's this one. This is actually particularly one I like because I found smaller ones of these, like shorter ones. For example, real quick. Like I find these little ones. Oh, that's not the right one. Okay, this one, they look identical, but there's these little ones here I find often, but I've not found one of these. So this one's kind of cool. And now new to the amber collection. It's more of a tube style one. My camera wants to focus. Doesn't seem it wants to. But, you know, pick and choose as they do. Mind their own. It's a thread. Pretty simple thread top. And I don't get these things super clean because I don't think I'm ever going to reuse them for nothing or anything. Just kind of collecting them up and hoarding them away, really. Just, you know, why not? Like collecting cards, as I'm going to refer to it as now. Yeah. This one from 47. That 47 there indicates the age of this bottle potentially, as some of those numbers do, are the dates from my understanding. Stuff had stuff in it still. However, I'm aiming for this to be more of a pretty chill video. Just mostly show bottles and only talk when I need to. Because, yeah, I'm trying to get through these pretty quick. I don't have any real stories with them or nothing fancy. So, it's mostly just showing them. Get back on this one, since I already showed it earlier. This is that glass maker there. I don't know the full name off the top of my head. I'm terrible with names. Owens Glass Company, but this is the merged companies. The diamond oval and a 1 or an I, whichever it is. It's probably an I. Well, it's an I because it's Illinois. Duh. Apologies. Just another simple thread. Hopefully the lighting works pretty well on this. I need to figure out a better lighting setup for this, because as of right now I'm just sitting in the living room at the dining room table on the ground with the overhead light, the dining room light above. So, making do with what I got at the moment. Yeah, it's got a 5 there. Okay. This one's another newer one to my edition of amber bottles. A new addition to my amber bottles. Correction and apologies. I'm terrible with this talking stuff. But yeah, this is the only one in my collection that looks like this. Has the cool molding design on it. Slightly more unique anyways, because again, this is the only one in my collection like this. I'm not entirely sure what this little piece is there. If I can capture that, it indents in there. See if I can't find something to put in there. Yeah, I guess it doesn't matter. I'm sure you can see it. Dents in there almost like a little key slot. Maybe it's there maybe for like manufacturing purposes or something. But this one cleaned up pretty nicely, actually really nicely. I have no idea what this bottle's purpose is and or was. Honestly, when I first saw it, I thought it might have been like a Vicks Vapor Rub. An amber Vicks Vapor Rub bottle. So I guess those exist. So I was looking into those and I found some of those. Blue ones. The blue glass Vicks Vapor Rubs. So this ribbing right here is only on this side. So about, yeah, half the bottle. I think the mold seam is right there as well. Yes, yes it is. Just like the color of the amber bottles. That can help block sunlight and other things from spoiling the contents inside. So it's kind of neat. Go get these pulled up here. Actually, no, they're in my way. Put those right there. I need my arm space. It's quite limited on this table surrounded by bottles. And then I got this one. Typical little amber medicine vial bottle. Here's your seam. Basically just a smaller version of these, basically just a smaller version of this bigger bottle. I'll get this stuff brushed off already. Oh man. So yeah. Well, one of my collection is actually a bigger version of the smaller ones. Because again, I find these ones, I have quite a few of these now, but I only have one of these. Don't know how many times I need to repeat myself, but I do that a lot. I apologize. I'm kind of a mentally squirrely person and kind of need to try to slow it down, which causes me problems. But yeah, no sense in sticking around this one. Once you see the bottom of it, that's basically it. I'll focus on it a little better because it does have some other embossings on it. Try to get it to where it all shows pretty nicely. No? I guess that's about as good as it's going to get right there. And yeah. Cool beans. Let's get this one out of the way. I have a couple of these in my collection, so I'll probably be showing more of these later when I get to showing other bottles, because I am doing this horribly out of order, because it's just kind of wasn't really planned that well as it goes. But I do believe I have a couple of these already in my collection. They might be bigger than this one though. Not entirely sure. Got some bubbles in there. It's got this kind of gripped outer part. Ribbed, sort of. I won't say it. Inappropriate jokes, you know. Ribbed for her pleasure. Oh, I just said it. I'm a funny guy. Sorry for the dry humor there. Try to keep it to a minimal this time. And to show the bottles mostly, as I've already stated. Repeating myself. Yay! Okay. Pretty simple thread top. Of course, I should learn more about these bottles before I show them, but it's quite tedious trying to find the exact bottle, you know, exacting bottle, and it's just kind of just, you know, it's tricky, so I don't ever want to give the wrong information, so I just kind of show them. So yeah. Anywho's, sorry for the distraction there. Everyone that watches it. Maybe Casper will watch it. Hell, hopefully at least Casper watches my videos. I do live in a house with people, so a family and whatnot, so I have to just deal with that. The human error of my decisions to make these recordings. Real life, yo, as they would say. I know that was terrible. I can't even believe I said that. It's terrible. I'm getting distracted on this bottle. Apologies for background noise if the camera's picking it up. It's a pretty good stamp there. Embossing. I don't think my other ones like this have this exact stamp on the bottom. But I've been noticing by finding all these bottles, a lot of these companies seem to use roughly the same moldings, like the bottle shapes, but then put their own stamps on them. So there's that. Raux. Anyway, was just joking about the rib for her pleasure thing, but that might be Rouse. Because sometimes his X makes a Z sound, but I could just be wrong. That might be Raux. I don't know. I didn't say it right at all. Apologies. And that's that. With that amber bottle. And we got this one here. Another Owen, Illinois glass company. I kind of like these bottle designs. They kind of remind me of little potion bottles from like old games and stuff. Nerd. Kinda. To some degree, maybe. Yay, amber bottles. And yes, I have corrected my erroneous way using my tripod. I had the backplate thing over here blocking my screen. Little did I know I could just flip it around the right way and had it not block the camera, and I'd been fine. I could see it. I can see all my screen now. Go figure. I'm learning. It's terrible. That made such an error. That's crazy. I'll own it, and I'll admit to it. I don't mind. You live and you learn, no matter how simple or complex. Get that there and not jitter it around. Get a nice view of that embossing there. Looks like there's some old tin on this one here. Still in the lettering there. Can't make out what's going on there. Oh well. I'll move on from this one here. Not trying to spend too much time on these because again I have quite a few to show. I know how long and annoying and tedious my videos can get because I don't care to edit anything down or out. Just keeping it as real as possible. Errors and all. And all my misspeaking, which I know I do a lot. Trust me, I know. For those who watch any of my videos and have caught that anyways. This is a Duraglass. Ooh, nice old embossing there. The lighting hits it and reflects off it pretty nicely. This is a slightly bigger one. I have to hold it back a little bit. I got my phone's grid assistance on and leveler thing on, so it's kind of going to help me be OCD with this now. As if the mat wasn't already a sign of that. So yeah. My perfectionist way of things. Even though it's, to some, would just consider it a mess. I shouldn't have to say anything. People can use their eyes and read all this stuff. Pause the video, do whatever, read it. But I'm not going to be super fast, but I should, moving on from this stuff, so I'm going to just hold it here and then no excuses. But it's tricky though. Is this one over here an 8 or a 9? I think it's a 9. Sometimes it's hard to read these embossings, so they don't always come out super clear. Especially since this one has the weird dimpling on the bottom. Well, there's that. Moving on. I got a this one's a squib. I did look this stuff, you know, I will look up what like the names are on the bottles and stuff and then try to do my homework on that, but I forgot what this stuff is already. And I don't want to say something and be wrong, so I'll just get this up there nice and clear so people can look it up themselves and laugh at me later for having a bad memory. Squib. Nothing really on this bottom part here. It just says squib on the other side as well. Looks like some of the original contents are patinaed in the bottle. You can see that patina in the glass around the neck piece. And there's the bottom. You shouldn't have to say that. We can see that. For those that watch your videos, we can see that. Right there should be good. Alright, that might be about as good as it's going to get. Trying to get all the embossing and letterings as clear as I can to hold it there. I think that's about as good as it's going to get right here. Cool beans. Okay, let's get to these ones. Yeah, no edits or cuts here. Can't stress it enough. All this is real time. Is that all those ones? Yeah, I guess so. I'll get these ones out of the way next, I guess. Okay, let's start with this bigger one. Yeah, I can't fit it in the camera. I'll just have to flip it sideways. Because even when I stretch my arms way out here, well, I guess I could adjust the camera up. I'm gonna try to get my ugly ass couch in the video though. Actually not that bad, I just don't want it in the video. So I'll just have to turn these longer ones sideways. This one's got some sort of studded kind of texture. And this is onto the green glass bottles, which I also like to collect up, these ones as well. So even if they're not like super cool or nothing, for anything, I'll still collect them. But this one is particularly nice. It's got the cool studded texture on it. God. Jiminy Cricket. One second. Anyways, sorry about that. I had to pause the video there, the recording, to try to make some ground rules known and clearly stated, to try to be quiet in the background and etc. So we'll see if that happens or not. But I'm not trying to take all night and or morning to get this video done, so probably just deal with background noise at this point. This is as frustrating as it is. This is how this goes when you had a family and whatnot. Real life. Man, I got turtles over there being fed. You probably heard annoying little water pump in the background. Water filter thing. I unplugged it this time. So that's another reason why I want to hurry up and get this video done. So I can plug their water filter back in. They can live without it for a few. But yeah, this bottle, let's see, it's gone. Just get back focused on this. Apologies. You win some, you lose some, right? This is one that has that anchor on it. I'm not entirely sure what the name is. It's got the boat anchor. Okay. Take some close-ups of this studded look. It's almost kind of dizzying watching this bottle through this screen. All right then. Got this little tiny one here. Definitely a cool one. I like these style bottles here. It says a working lid still. Oh, it's got some coating in it. Let's see. And this is the original lid that I found it with. It looks like the Illinois Glass Company had a hand in the making of this one. There's their logo on the lid. Let's see. Oh yes. Here we have it. There. So I'll just hold this up for a few more seconds and move on from this. Yeah. Kind of hard to make that out. It's not very, oh, there it goes. 5DR dot. Zero. Okay, well, there's this one already. And get this one out of the way because it's another one. Actually, this one has a crack in it. Hang on a second. Not sure if that happened before I found the bottle or after I found it. Because my bottles are sadly placed on the floor because I had them staged up half-assed for this video, and then lo and behold, people kept kicking them and tripping over them. I know it's not a great place for my bottles, but I'm very limited on my space here. Kind of another reason why I wanted to get this video finally over with so I can move these out of the front room down into the basement. Sorry, I had to readjust. My leg was starting to hurt. My hip. Sitting here cross-legged on the floor. Yeah, it's basically like the other one. Don't see any writing on this part this time, embossed numbering or anything. Let's see if the lid fits it. Maybe you can see if the lid still fits. No, it does not. Those are different. Pretty quality plastic to have survived in the ground like it did. Focus on that lid again. Hell, even the plastic's better back in the day than the crap we got nowadays. That's not entirely true, but I mean, this lid is holding up for how old it is. Okay, I'm sorry, playing with the bottle. Let's see. Moving on to this one. And this one has a dropper in it still. The dropper rubber is completely gone. That did not survive. But the plastic, hard plastic lid did, but the soft rubber did not. Try to get that in there and hold it. Yeah, I guess that's what's gonna have to do. Right there. As you can see, the lid survived, and there's what's left of the rubber stopper piece. Does not seem to want to focus. Let me get these out of the way and see if that helps. Oh. Okay. It does not want to focus on this. Oh well. Okay, I guess I'll move on from that because it does not want to focus on that at all. All right. I have a few of these similar bottles to this in my collection. I'll show later on because again, I'm doing this all out of order and whatnot. I'm showing my last finds before I'm showing my first ones. Oh well. That's how it goes, I guess, in my world. Get that tin off of there. Got this kind of ribbing, textured ribbing there. Okay, that stuff is stuck in there, it's not loose. Get on to the embossing on the bottom. This looks like a 4. The camera's not picking that up. Hell, it might even be an A. 1 second. Nope, it's definitely a 4. I'm not going to misspeak that time. I'll correct it. I'm working on it. Cool. These are all these are gonna be green bottles. Just FYI. Just gonna knock out them kind of by color, I guess. Roughly by that degree. Another Duraglass. It looks like it's wet inside the bottle, but it's not. For what it's worth as it goes. Apologies if there's a light glare coming from behind me because there's a computer monitor on now. Yeah, apologies. You can do when you got kids. As if I'll try to capture just to get my point across even. Just that's a computer monitor light right here, as you can see. These kids picked the best time. Come out and do this stuff. My dad didn't pause this here in a second and have a little talk. See, she'll leave the room while I'm doing this, because that's going to be very distracting to me. It's actually going to drive me nuts. Because now that I've noticed it, I can't unnotice it. I'll give it some time. We'll see how long I could last before I got to run her out of here. All right, get done with that. This one didn't clean up too well. Duraglass. Pretty identical to the prior green bottle I just showed. This one's just a little bigger to the size comparison. Yeah. One's a 5 ounce and the other's a 2 ounce. Wait. That's 3. How deceptive. The camera picked up what looked like a 5 on the phone screen, but then it's like, oh no, it's a 3. Sometimes a lot of my misspeakings, because, you know, limitation of the camera picking things up at weird angles sometimes makes it quite deceptive. So it's a 3 ounce and this is a 2 ounce. So we'll get the 2 ounce out of the way. Of where this was. The contents were in these. We may never know. So I find someone alive that's familiar with these bottles and can tell me. So looks like it has a little crack in it right there, maybe. To pull this away from the camera real quick so I can put my naked eyes on it. It's not a crack, it's just a weird smudge of tin rust that got on there. So it's not a crack, thankfully. End it with this so I can move on. Yay, mouse clicking is now being introduced. This is the last green one, I believe. Well, because I get this one in. It's still considered a green bottle. This is a pretty neat one. Do I have any more of these over here? I do not. So I have a bunch of green bottles off over here that I'm not showing yet. In my other collection of things I'll have to show later. Out of order, how cool. Oh well, they're all bottles at the end of the day. I don't think it really matters if I categorize them and document them by, you know, which ones I found first or last, etc. I don't need to make it that stressful, which I'm already doing anyways. Hence why I'm thinking about it. 7, 1. It's got that textured matte dimpling around it. I guess it helps it during manufacturing or something. I guess from sliding around or some shit. Who knows? That's what I briefly read up on anyways. From the Bottle Wizards website. People that live and breathe bottles and glass makers and all that jazz. Got some bubbles in there. That might not be a bubble. Nope, just that one there. We get it. It's a bubble. Who cares? Shit happens. Didn't you watch Forrest Gump? God, everybody knows that. Gotta make it entertaining somehow. Oh, come on, light sensor. Stop being funny. There we go. Looks like some patina in the glass from some of the original contents. Potentially, or that could just be some rust that got in there from the ground and the tin and all that mixture of stuffs for the last roughly 80 years, possibly. You see some tin up here on the mouth of the bottle. So much tin in those holes with all this glass. It's tragic. Because a lot of that tin tends to get really hard to clean off of these. All right. I think that's it for the green bottles, except I got this old 7-Up bottle I found out there. And I verified it was a 7-Up bottle because it had some of the labels still left on it, but then, of course, as I cleaned it, it came off. Maybe I can get the ghosting of it right up here because it does still say 7-Up on the ghosting of the neck. Oh, there it is. Got the 7. If it's not obvious, there's a 7 up. God, not only is the clicking of the mouse annoying and the reflection of the monitor of the computer annoying, I got to deal with the creaky ass chair as well. This is wonderful. Oh well. As long as whoever watches this get amusement out of my suffering, my suffrage here, that's a-okay, I guess. Just brain not happy with this type of interruptions. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this 7-Up thing got clearly seen. So there's that. Sorry for me popping my disgusting knuckles if that was heard. But yeah, just a old 7-Up jar. Ooh, there's more ghosting. Yeah, no. It's all over the place. Unfortunately, that's going to be really tricky to try getting that to become legible with all the mess of it. That's not going to happen. I'm not going to waste time with that. All the little ghosting of the washed off label. Anywho's. Your crown top. There is some either a C or a G, a 9 and a 4. It's hard to say. It's kind of damaged on that part right there. This one's got some pitting of some sort going on there. A little square. Couldn't tell you the date of this thing. Not like my old Coca-Cola bottle over here. I'll show that eventually and stop teasing it. It's not like super old or nothing. It's gotta be from around 1930 though. That was just a surface find out in South Oak Park. It's a nice thick green glass too. Kind of like this Coke bottle's got a nice thick glass. Heavy too. Stay focused. Just don't need to be 5 hours long. It's working towards it already. Alright. Let's get these, because I can get these ones out of the way. There's fewer of these. I'll just go and get these Vic Vapor Rubs out of the way. I have various eras and decades of these now. I have other ones in my collection. I'll probably have to do just a whole video on these at some point, just to compare and contrast them. Because, you know, reasons. But the blue glass for the longest time was kind of like the unicorn of glass in my case. Got that nice wave in there. Oh, it's not nice, it's just not casted very well. I don't care. I like the waves in the glass. But anyway, back onto the blue glass and unicorns and such. Yeah, I used to never be able to find complete blue bottles, glass bottles, or containers. I always just find pieces of them, and I was like, man, I can never find these things. Then, all of a sudden, I started to find them. I know these ones aren't particularly unique or special. Like, I mean, they are, but not like to that degree, that varying degree, but Vicks Vapor Rub. Be cool if I can find an amber bottle. Oh wait. Hang on. Real time thinking here. Could have swore I had an amber Vicks Vapor Rub bottle. I'm gonna pause the recording real fast for once. I know how amazing, right? I'll leave that there and I'll be right back. And tragically, I am back. So, back onto this Vicks Vapor Rub. It's kind of hard to capture the embossing on this with the blue glass. Yeah. do my best to pan this around. Probably went the wrong way, but I'm going counterclockwise. I'm going back in time. Cool, what a mistake that is. Let's try going this way now. That doesn't matter, you can see it. Vicks Vapor Rub. Just a blue bottle. Let's go leave that up there. And I did find my amber one. Old amber Vicks Vapor Rub. I know this should have been saved for another video, but I brought it up and had to think about it, so now I want to show it. It's already all this is out of order anyways. Shouldn't matter that much at this point. It does have the stopper thing, which my phone absolutely hates focusing in on these. You can't make it up. Whatever. But yeah, there's this little Vicks Vapor Rub amber bottle. Actually, it's not a Vapor Rub, this is something else. Apologies. That light glare from that computer monitor. Not sure entirely what this is. Vicks. Yeah. Vatronol? I think it's Vatronol. Apologies, I'm pronouncing that wrong. Don't claim to be a wizard of the words. Spellcaster. Kidding. It's kind of hard to read this through a phone screen. Excuses. But yeah, there's this random amber Vicks Vapor Rub. Vatronol. Not entirely sure if I looked this one up, and even if I did, I probably wouldn't remember what I looked up on it anyways. So, stop focusing on that and get that out of the way. I'll put that up later. Let's get back to the Vicks Vapor Rubs. And this is, clearly as stated, another one. Sorry for my disgusting hands. Is what it is, boys and girls. I live life on the edge. Your hands get dirty and tore up and whatnot. Doing what I do in the creeks. Digging holes for bottles. Didn't show this view last time. It's kind of cool seeing it go through the blue like this. If I can't... Oh, that's pretty neat. Why not? Cool, let's do some comparison of these now. They look to be about the same-ish. The embossing of the name and the brand logo looks the same. The only difference is the numbers. Alright. Let's get on with this third one. Yeah, whoever do all their trash there, man, I feel sorry for them. They must have had a hard life. This looks to be about the same as the other two. So no need to spend too much time on it. This got the glass wave. I didn't... This one? Okay, there it is. Yeah, it's got that little molding wave. It was put into the mold. Blown into the mold, however they did it. Okay. Warp 10. Stuff's annoying. Yeah, a lot of it doesn't like to come off. Okay, there's that. I kind of already done these stages up off camera so I can have this mostly done already. Appear to be all about the same period of time, because the logos are pretty much all the same and the Vicks Vapor Rub is the same. The only thing varying from is the number. So guess that's those. Okay. And we'll just get on with this one here. Now these are particularly the blue jars. The blue glass I'm talking about, that's been kind of harder to find. I usually just find these broken, but I've been lucking out finally and finding some of them, because I consider these more like the unicorn-ish ones, at least in my case, in the areas I'm finding glass. And again, I'm already fully aware these aren't like super cool antique bottles or nothing, but it's still cool to me, I guess. At least they're vintage and they're unique. Oh man, it's got some pretty cool colors, but it's messing with my sensor. Looks like it's got some of the old original contents chemistry, showing some kind of oily rainbow color there. Yes. This one's really messing with my light sensor adjusting. Apologies for the typing in the background now. I'm sure that's being picked up. People in general just don't listen. That's what happens, you know, hard mode situation, I guess. Oh well. Goodness gracious. But yeah, I like finding these particular blue bottles because I've seen so many of them broken, and I've always told myself I would find a complete one at some point, and I finally did. Actually, I got 2 of these particular bottles now. Spoiler. Try to get this capture in there. It's kind of tricky for some reason with this color bottle. Looks like an M at the top over here. And a 13 right there. So genuine Phillips, made in US of A. This had a lot of the original crap in it. Ended up turning it into some kind of powder, and whatever it exactly was or used to be. I tried to clean it out, sort of, mostly, and it was kind of hard to get out, so I just kind of said to hell with it. Alright. And on to this one. This is another one I've seen broken bits of. This is another somewhat similar one. This actually says what this bottle is, I believe. Yeah, right there. There it is. You can read. I remember when I looked these up, they had some kind of milk, some sort of weird milk stuff in them. But it says it right there. One second. Apologies. I was at my breaking point and I had to run the kid out of the front room. Parent life, yo. God, I can't believe I just did that again. Anyways. So back onto that. I guess this is some sort of, this is the milk of echinacea, whatever the hell, tablets. Macanesia? Milk of macanesia tablets? Magnesia? Whatever. So this one's got a bit of a darker blue to it. Again, it's always weird reading these through a phone screen. But it's clear as, you know, if you're smarter than me, you should be able to read that. Haha, I'm kidding. All right. Now my camera don't want to focus. God, this phone sucks too. I'm gonna set this down for a second. Man, I got all these bottles to go still. Goodness gracious. All right, well, you know, that's pretty much it with that one. Moving on. Let's get some of these ones out of the way, I guess. In no particular order now. This is just a bunch of clear glass. Other weird stuffs. I got those little things over there. Get these little cluttered ones out of the way first, because they're going to take the most time. And throw these ones into the mix. And I'll get those ones after these ones. Cool. Kind of got this sort of on the fly orchestrated, I guess. Guess I'll start with this one. It's already in my hand. Why not? Cool. I was actually going to set this one down, but oh well. Stress does funny things to people. Okay, let's get on with this. I think this might be like a Art Deco bottle. As I've seen similar ones to this being advertised and sold online as Art Deco, period. Which that's, you know, I guess that's reasonable. Got those glass waves. That wavy glass look. Try to spend too much time on these. I know I keep saying that I'm terrible about it, but I feel like I gotta at least try to get what I can of them in there to get in their little spotlight. Try to get these numbers in there. Here we go. Now some bottle wizard could probably look that patent code up and all this other jargon and probably look at this bottle. It was probably decipher, say coding, where it was made. Well, the coding here, well, let me correct myself, I misspoke. This code here probably tells the date where it was made, location, etc., etc. Okie dokie. Let's go get some of these bigger ones out of the way first. And get to the small ones. This might be more a vanity desk one or Art Deco one, or actually I don't even think I looked this one up yet. How embarrassing. If I did, I think it was some kind of cologne or perfume or aftershave. I don't remember. My memory's pretty jumbled after having several concussions throughout my life. It does have the original lid. It's got the little gasket piece in there. If I can get it out, like, oh, there we go. Maybe I can see if there's anything written under here. Oh, if there is, it's blocked by this old glue or something. So much for that. It's got the glass wave, whatever the heck you actually call that. The technical term for that is. Kind of reminds me of a poo. Oh, Kara Toriyama used to draw the little poos with faces on them. That kind of reminds me of that, just a bit, from RLA or whatever. Okay, nerd stuff aside. It does have this word like drip style piece. Okay, look at this. Oh, technical difficulties. Sometimes I speak too fast and make no sense at all. This is another thing I'm trying to work on. TMI, buddy. TMI. This one's actually similar to the other one, sort of, with this, I could say some mean things, but I'm not. With this, it's a joke. Oh, whatever. Scratch that. This one cleaned up pretty nicely. All joking aside, I'm trying to get serious again. As serious as I care to get anyways. But this one did clean up nicely. However, I got to get around the threads here more. Pretty cool glass. The color of the glass is pretty nice for a clear glass. This is a Helen Curtis. That's pretty much all there is to see with this one. Yeah, let's get to this one. There's this one. This is clearly obvious what this used to be. Burma shave. I mean, I get the feeling this video is going to have a lot of cuts or pauses anyways. I'm about to go do something real fast because something's needs to be addressed. One moment. Okie dokie. And back onto the Burma shave. That part doesn't help at all. This is a pretty simple jar. It's got this ribbing all the way around. Focus. This actually has a lot more on the bottom than I remember. It's really hard to see. Just do this. Not sure what starts first. Vita Company, however you want to pronounce it. Probably various ways of saying that. Guess we'll just focus on this part here. Why is it upside down? Okay, see, now that's where it starts. Burma Vita Company. And it starts over here on this part down here. Minneapolis. It's really hard to see that. It's Minneapolis. And that's pretty much it. And it says made in USA. And 7-ounce net worth. I think that's a 7. Yeah, it's really tricky to see this stuff. It's the Hazel Atlas. There's the Hazel Atlas embossing. Yeah, it helped a little bit. Alright, spending too much time on this one. One last time. Go get this out of the way. And when I found this one, it had a blue ink type liquid in it. I thought maybe the bottle was blue, but once I broke the rest of the, because it had a lid on it and the contents were still in it. And then I broke the lid off and I was cleaning it and dumped the stuff out. And it ended up being a clear bottle. That almost gave the appearance of being blue just because the contents inside. And I chose to not perfectly clean all that out because I wanted to leave some of that blue in there. Is that a bug? Huh. Wouldn't you know it? We have an intruder. Can't believe a fly actually got in there and died since it's been in here. Or it happened when it was outside. Whichever, because I do leave these outside for a time when I bring them home. You know, I clean them and I leave them outside, and I don't always check them for shit like that. That's probably something that happened on since it's been sitting in here. Flies, pests. This bottle's kind of neatish. See if we can't see that. Let's jump right to it. 3-ounce. Some kind of code. Circle and an A. Don't remember which company that is. And just made in USA. This has kind of a ribbing texture here. On both sides, of course, naturally. Simple thread, really simple thread. Focus. But yeah, that's basically the gist of that bottle. And yeah, I choose to use improper wording. It's a choice. If you've ever noticed, or for when I do that, the stylistic choice. Okay, let's see. Let's get these ones out of the way, because there's just 2 of these. I've showed these in the video of me out there at South Oak Park, doing the bottle, showing the bottle spot, because I've mentioned it and never shown it. I thought these were the same set, but I guess that's not the case, because one is Hazel Atlas and one is the Owen, Illinois glass company. Owen Wilson, or whatever. Apologies if I'm butchering that. I'm pretty sure I am. But that's the Owens merged company one, which merged in 1929. I do remember that. So that's that. This isn't Hazel Atlas. I thought these were like salt and pepper shakers, but I don't know. My mouthpiece looks thicker on this one than this one. And it's not just the lighting causing an optical illusion. This one does have a thicker piece on it. In fact, I think the glass is just overall thicker. It might just be that. No. So yeah, there's these ones. Pretty simple. Get these moved on with already. Okay, let's get some of these smaller ones out of the way. So a bunch of them. All right, let's get right to it. Just a little clear boy, or whatever it identifies as. Oh no, I just offended everybody. I just offended the world. I felt it shudder. Anyways, this has this, oops. This one has this interesting jimping-like texture down here. Almost like an upside-down bottle cap, kind of. But now it has some sort of jimping. All the way around the base. Because it's just an 8. And that's that one. Should I race through these ones a little bit? The phone doesn't like these clear bottles that much. This doesn't help the fact they're kind of cloudy. A little bit of bubbleage going on in there. Guess that's good enough for this one already. It's a pretty simple clear one. And I do believe this was some sort of makeup one container. Because I mean, I guess the makeup inside there gives that away. So it's really not that much thinking in that. Sorry if you heard that. I had to adjust my leg. It's got these cool little embossed multi-staged terraced pyramid looking things going on all the way around. You can see the embossing, rippling texture around the base. This kind of has this kind of square nut, not square nut, but you know, your traditional modern day nut style to it. And not that. Come on, people. Let's be mature here. God, this dude's insufferable. I know. I'm just trying to make it interesting. Apologies. Tried a little humor in there, but my humor is not for everybody. So we can't get this. Yeah, it's quite tricky. It's got some weird stuff on the bottom on this corner and this one. I guess I can make that out. It looks like a 2. That might just be maybe just a imperfection in the glass. I don't know. Okay, well, that's that one. Let's go and get this one out of the way quick. It's nothing particularly special. I mean, to be honest, not too many of these are. Well, that makes them kind of cool. They're vintage. You know, probably roughly 80 years old. Vintage, not 20 years old. You know, not like, you know what I'm saying. These are clearly older than 20 years old. These are more like from the 40s and 50s. And some of them seem to date back into the 20s. Again, example being this one. This was found in the same hole. Dug hole in South Oak Park. Which I have yet to find another one of those yet still. It might have been the unique exception. So, yeah, this one's simple. Not much to it. Very plain Jane one here. Get that out of the way. On this one. And this one has its original functioning lid with the residual dew of the rusted tin. That sounds kind of gritty. I need to clean that better. So this little one here is pretty simple. Not a whole lot happening here. Maybe some of the original contents on that underside of that cap. Try to make most of those legible at the same time as possible. Looks like a 9, 8, 3, 12. That could have been a 5 instead of a 3. It's always tricky to see those sometimes. The embossings aren't always clear. It's just a W7. Just a little clear guy. Little clear boy. Indeed. And then there's this one. And just as an update, that, you know, for my own peace of mind, that these are just, with the exception of this bottle here, and slipping in that that amber bottle and that Coke bottle, everything else is just what I found that night, my last time out at South Oak Park. Company division. This is a the Bear company. Apologies for background noises. It's pretty much that one. So I think the bottom stamp is missing off this bottle. Okie-doke. Try to get through these. Another makeup bottle. Still has some of the original contents in it. So it was loose. Apparently not. There's the color of it. The separations of the color, because it's, you know, not been shaken or mixed in a long time. So should get that focused as much as I can on that color. Seems like it's about as good as it's going to get right here. This is the Revlon. So old Revlon bottle here. Ay caramba. Look at all these makeup ones out of the way since I have seemingly 2 left. There's another little makeup one. Not sure what kind of makeup this stuff is. I mean, clearly, I don't know. I'm not a makeup expert. I highly doubt anyone's going to watch this that knows. People usually see the timestamp, or not timestamp, but the length of the video. I'm like, yep, skipping that one. If he makes 2-minute long videos, we might watch them. Maybe. The lighting sensor on this phone is being kind of funny. I like the bottom of this. It's got like that kind of flare out look. This one does also have the remains of the original content. If I said that yet or not, I'm just going to say it again because I've got distractions going around me. So that's that. The last makeup one. Even has the little nail polish brush still. Which, of course, every time I pull these things out, the phone does not want to focus on them. Even this. That's amazing. I gotta do something right quick. Gotta rub my eye. 1 second. So yeah, my phone camera does not like to focus on these. Like, you just can't make this up. I mean, you can because it's clearly happening, but oh, well, there it goes. Sort of struggling to focus on the fingernail polish brush. Oh well, it's not that big of a deal. Let's Revlon one last time. Get that out of the way. Let's get this one. It's a simple, clear. Well, it's got that ribbing on it. This one came out pretty clean. Purposely trying to get the details to kind of pop on the corners here. If you have noticed me doing any weird repetitive stuff, I'm doing it just because it makes the bottle look more cool. Getting the details to pop a little bit. Gotta put some kind of care into it, right? $16 and $4. That's about it. Let's get to this one. Boy, that's a bit jarring, isn't it? Says kind of a texture on it right here. It's only on the corners. Smooth here, besides the seam. And of course the rusted tin that is residually still there. Apparently everything else is upside down from... No, apologies, that was just me. Falling for the optical illusion. All right. Mr. Oreo's off to my right. If he hears bells dingling, his collar bell dingling, then that's what it is. This one's a neater one in my opinion, because this one appears to have some sort of... I don't know, it's either a one-time use cap or some sort of cork top or glass stopper. It looks like it's modeled after an older bottle, but it has the seam all the way up. Well, I mean, this could still be an earlier 1900s bottle still. It's hard to say. Well, no, it's got to be 1930s because it's got the merged company logo there of the Owens Glass Company and the other one. So, no, this is 1929's up. So, dispel that one, that mistake. that's pretty much all there is to see with this one. Besides that thing in there, does not want to come out. Got some old residual contents in it. It's pretty gross. Alright, moving on. Guess I'll go and slip these two little boogers in. My two smallest little milk glass pieces now. Pretty sure I've actually recorded myself finding these two in South Oak Park. This is Moscow. Moscow. Hey, I don't claim to be smart. That's foolish. But yeah, just my tiniest little milk glass containers now in my collection. Yeah, it's just the waves. This milk glass stuff usually takes on big molding waves like that. Nothing to really see here, just a tiny little bottle, little milk glass container with some of the original contents patinaed in the inside. And there's really nothing to work with besides what looks to be 11 on there. So there's these. I guess I'll jump to these ones. This video is going on for way too long, as always. And that's the story of my life. Let me see this. Yeah, I'll do it this way. Gotta do those. Actually, I'll just do that. There we go. Figured it out. It's getting dirty. Stuff falling out of these bottles. Okay, yeah, well, enough distractions. Back onto the ones I like to collect. The medicine bottles, and Mr. Oreo wants outside. 1 second. And there he goes. Alright. Anyways, back onto it. These are the bottles I like to find. The old medicine bottles with the embossed measurements on them. They're just neat. Just kind of like seeing the numbers and the measurements on them. It's a 2-ounce bottle. I guess up at this line. Try to get these ones back a little bit because these are kind of a little longer. Now to the exact date of these, I have no idea. My apologies for the lack of information side of things. I'm a really simple guy. I'm just finding them and showing them for the most part. I mean, I try to figure out what I can, but I don't typically remember it, so I apologize. My brain's all over the place and such, so if I think of one thing and think of something else, I immediately replace the other thought and it's buried forever. Always processing and doing such. And this just has a circle and an A. And some numbering. That's USA. But yeah, Just one of the more simpler medicine bottles, I'd say. Well, I want to give these ones more screen time, but I really gotta get this done. I still have quite a few more bottles to go. They're bigger, so they should go through them pretty quick. This might be gone for about another hour, probably. God, it's terrible. Anyway, another 2-ouncer. Like something's stuck on there. Yeah, well, pretty much identical to the last one. God, that's annoying. This one came out pretty clean. And this one does have the original lid. That's on there pretty good. Jeez. Must have some gunk around it or something. Oh yeah, some stuff came out of the lid. Threads. Actually, let's see if this has anything stamped in it. It looks like, let me see. Okay, I tried to clean it the best I could with what I had. Not having to get up and get it wet. Looks like in circle A, 1302 and 2. Yeah, there was dirt and tin material on the threads of this. That's why it was all gritty and annoying to get off. You can still see it around here. Whatever. And this one has a clearer stamp on the bottom. So there the circle A is, so that matches the lid. It's the original lid. Moving on from this one. This one's oh, 1 second. Try to put that little gasket back in the lid. Actually, that's pretty much trash. I can just throw that away. Okay. I'll have to clean this here soon. It's getting a lot dirtier than I thought it would. And this is a bigger version of the other ones. Kind of hard to see the embossing on this one. And this one does have a damaged mouthpiece. But I chose to keep it anyway because it's complete enough. This is a 9-ounce. I've really kind of wanted to keep this one mainly, even with a broken lid, because I don't have one, this type of bottle with this stamping on the bottom. No, wait, I lied. I did find that smaller one that had that. I was thinking of something else. Yeah, these two have an identical stamp. I think maybe this one as well. Actually, all three of these have kind of the same stamp on them. So I retract that. Erroneous information. And yeah, but Well, I found this one first is what happened. I found this first, and I found those ones later, and at the time, this was the one I found with this embossed stamping on the bottom. But later on that night, I found those other two. That's where the confusion in my brain files were at. Misplaced. Alright, so that's really all you can see with this. I guess we'll move on from that. I know I'm probably going a little too fast through these now, but I don't know. To me, it feels like it, but it's probably about two. I'm probably still going too slow for most people. If anyone even watches this far in. Probably not. Anyways. So I guess I shouldn't have to worry about it too much. I'm kidding. This one says, pour here. And this isn't damage. This is notched in there on purpose. This little piece on the neck. That's there by design. Which is my only bottle with that. But yeah, and it's got this cool, fancy medicine 3, whatever you want to call that. I guess it's a 3. Sure the hell looks like something a little fancier, but it's down here as well. Kind of a little tux look going there. This one actually says Owens on it. This one was cool because it's got the merged company logo, but it just says Owens. So I guess for simplicity's sake, this bottle can just help me simplify it and just say Owens when I see that logo. So there we have it. And I think that is those. Let's see. Actually, no, I still have this one last one. I moved it and overlooked it. This one has the original lid also. This one came out. Usually the ones with lids come out cleaner naturally because they keep stuff from getting in the bottle. Oh no, I almost saw liquid in it. I guess I didn't let that one dry all the way. Tragic. Yeah, I'm probably going to end pausing this video. Never mind. I paused it enough. The recording. Just go with it. Go with the flow. Or just roll with it, whatever. However you want to say it. Many different ways of saying it. And again, it's got that 3 on it. This time it has Duraglass on it. Guess I need to take the lid off this one and let it dry out. This one kind of, I find a little strange. I haven't found any information on to this yet. I haven't gotten that far with my bottle research, but I noticed this has 2 different glass makers on it. Duraglass and the Owens. I've been finding more of these ones recently. Not sure. I'm sure obviously someone knows, but this guy doesn't. Alright, let's move on from this. Oh my gosh, it's almost 2 hours. 10 more minutes. Let's get these ones In fact, I might do a little thing off to the side for fun real quick, so I can get it out of the way. Actually, oh. All right, let me go ahead and do this real fast because I want to. I think it's gonna be kind of cool. I've been mentioning this in my videos lately, so I just want to slip these in real fast. All right, had to quickly pause it again because other happenings were going on around me that were too noisy. But got this here uranium glass staged up. I'm finding this stuff. I talk about it. Heck, I even have a uranium cup I drink out of right here. In fact, you still see water in it. It hasn't even dried yet. But I drink out of this uranium cup. Oh no, he's gonna get the butthole cancer. No, I'm not. Famous last words. Let's see if I can get this put up in here somewhere now. Let's set it on top. Now, I'm gonna do something real quick. Because, you know, we gotta do the uranium glass thing, right? Gotta have a little bit of fun with it. As you can see, there we go, I guess that works. Not sure why this stuff isn't showing up properly. It's showing up with the naked eye, but it doesn't look as cool. It doesn't look as cool as it does in person. How lame. Must be my light sensor. Oh well. These are really bright in person. In fact, it's even casting a green light on the bottles behind them. But yeah, there's been finding uranium glass out there. I'm not scared of this stuff. But yeah, this stuff really pops in person. I don't know why the camera sucks so much at picking it up. Like this one doesn't even show up at all. But it's uranium glass. It's just being really funny about glowing. Activating its green. Got these pieces off over here. That helps a little bit more. Might just been oversaturating with the black light. But it's weird because this stuff really pops in person, but it hardly does anything on the camera most of the time. Alright, well, probably need to stop getting distracted with this. But yeah. Anywho's, guess I'll just go ahead and pause it again since that's the whole theme of this video, and I'll just get this stuff moved out of the way real fast. Okay, enough of that, and I even took a little bit of extra time to clean this. Alright, let's go and get a few other miscellaneous things out of the way real fast since it's already on my mind, because I damn near forgot, but I remember now, so let's take a break from the actual bottles and just show some other more artifacts and the remains of things that I found in the holes in South Oak Park. How cool this would have been if it was a complete piece. Really interesting. Little champagne glass or wine glass or whatever it may have been. Yeah. But not trying to spend too much time on those for obvious reasons. So move on to this. This is another thing I located in my video in South Oak Park. I did end up keeping it, for those who watched it and noticed. But yeah, this is just kind of, I thought it was complete enough to warrant keeping it, because, you know, it's still pretty neat, all things considered. Even though it's missing a little handle nub thing there. In fact, this might have been a cup. I don't know. I don't know if it's a lid, like it's a lid, or some sort of wine cup or something. Oops. Butterfingers. But, yeah, I haven't quite been able to deduce what this piece says. No idea. Because when it's broken like this, it could act like a lid, and it just kind of, you know. This part here is hollowed out. So I wonder if it was some sort of lid. Or, God, I have really no idea. It's kind of interesting trying to figure it out, though. Anyways, enough of that. It's broken. Now on to one of the highlights of the random finds of the time. Of that night, anyways. This milk glass top hat. Even got the original sticker in there. See if I can't capture that as good as I can. Somehow that managed to survive. Authentic milk glass. I almost washed that off. Thankfully I didn't get all of it, because I didn't see it at first because there was a bunch of dirt in here, and I got some water in there and a scrubber and was cleaning it. And thankfully I stopped and saw that. I was like, oh, that's cool. But unfortunately it is obviously damaged. But definitely worth keeping still, in my opinion. I mean, I've kept lesser things before, but who doesn't want a milk glass top hat, right? Okay, and on to get these out of the way real fast. Should be able to blast through these little porcelain, not, these aren't porcelain ones, but crappy milk glass lids here. Everyone's seen these before, I'm sure, by now. For ball mason jars. So this is a Ball brand. This is a zinc lid, actually. Because it says zinc cap. This is a genuine Boyd's cap for mason jars. There's a 5. But not trying to spend too much time on these. Like I said, just try to blast through these. I'm kind of not showing the backs of these, but I don't think it really, well, the inside caps of the caps haven't been showing really. Really not much to see there. This is just a blank zinc cap. It appears to be a zinc one. Wow. I know, was that the plasma man? The plasma. Oh, stop. This looks to be another basic zinc cap. And on to the actual cool one, which is a porcelain. Let's see where I can get this. Okay, it starts with Boyd's. Genuine porcelain cap. This one says lined cap. It has a 7. I do like the porcelain ones more naturally. They just feel like a higher quality one. Nicer touch to them. Okay, let's get these out of the way now. I did find an Atlas glass mason jar lid. I found another one out there, but it was broken and I just kind of wrote that one off. But thankfully I found one that's in basically mint condition almost. Besides, sitting in the ground for God knows how long. But it came out pretty immaculate. Well, there's some little chip there. All things considered, can't stress it enough. Where I'm finding these at, surprisingly they've survived it all. And this is an Atlas one. This is the I think I've only seen 2 of these Atlas lids. Caps, glass caps. And here's a Jeanette. No, I can't even make that out right now. Let me see. It says 2 G's, I guess. Anyway, I'm not trying to read this stuff out. This is just another one. I wonder if these chips are from the people who were prying them open with knives, because some of these have a knife opening direction on them. Yeah. And I got the Presto one here. I think once in a handful of these ones. That's another one. These are be other show and tell bottles later. Okay. Oh no, I bet y'all just can't wait to see what I got all surrounded by me. Covering all around me. Oh. Bet you can't wait. Presto backwards. Okay, and on to this big one here. This is my biggest glass lid I have found so far, and it's in really nice shape. Let's get this thing oriented. Guess we'll just start there then. I'm not going to say anything you can read. I'm going plenty slow enough for people can see this. However, I probably shouldn't have it sitting to the top of the phone screen. Camera. This is one with the knife opening instructions. It's kind of neat. There's another Presto. To open, insert knife. at notch. Even took the time to put a little embossed arrow shooting towards the notch, which is hiding under here. There we go. All right, those are done with. Let's get on with these right away. Waste no time. I'm not entirely sure what this is. It's some sort of potential medicine bottle. Because I'll get to that in a minute. It has its original lid. It's got its lid on it. And it works. At first it looked like a Tabasco bottle, but I just cleaned this and I got dirt on it again. Oh, yeah. Okay, but yeah. The reason why I've deduced it's a type of medicine bottle is it's got this pharmacy embossing on it. If memory serves, that's a pharmacy embossing right here above my disgusting finger. There we go, that's nice and poppy. Hold it there for a second, stabilize it. So you can see it's got that pharmacy embossing on it, if I'm correct on that. But yeah, that's pretty much that one. There's this, still pretty dirty from being in the ground. Some of that stuff doesn't like to come off. This one has a slightly damaged lid, mouthpiece, brim here. Yeah, I gotta learn to recenter this stuff. I'm terrible at it. I apologize. Got this ribbing up here and over here. Nothing really else to see. It's got the Owens Glass Company on it. And that's pretty much that one. We got a, I'm not sure if this one's actually, oh, it was found in the ground with the other bottles, so this one's got to be around the 50s, I would say. 40s or 50s for sure. Because the federal law forbidden, you know, everyone's seen that by now, that's into the bottle world. But I guess that started around the 30s and ended in the 60s or something of that nature, roughly. So this is I guess it's just an old alcohol bottle. I really only kept this one because of the little embossing on the bottom. Other than that, I think I'm done collecting these ones also. Because yeah, just taking up too much space, and they're not. I don't know. I guess they're all kind of cool still, but you know, I'm running out of space in this house, and I'm a claustrophobe. But here I am collecting up bricks and bottles, cluttering the house outside and in. Oh well, gives me something to do. It's kind of therapeutic. It's got the Owens on it, and then just that. That's pretty much that. And we get right onto this. Got that kind of a cool rainbowish color going on if it's capturing it in that one spot. Off to the right of the bottle, around the shoulder, midsection and shoulder. Okay, and this one. Pause it and read it once I get it, or you can just slow the video down and as I slowly do this. And that's really about it with this one. We're not trying to rush through these that fast, but really didn't want this to be this long. Because I know that runs people off. I'm fully aware of that. No one likes watching long videos anymore for their own reasons, which is fair. There you go. Energine, kind of a weird thing. It's got the pharmacy thing on it again, I believe, if I'm correct on that. And just a 6. That one's done with. Here's another one of these. Well, I shouldn't say that out of context, all incoherently like, but I do have another baby bottle off over here. I'll save that for another, hopefully not 5-hour long bottle video, but I've been finding old glass baby bottles out there. Vintage baby bottles. This baby bottle helped sustain life at one point. But no one was cleaning them properly. They were killing babies. Apparently, that's what I was told by some nurse person. They stopped using glass bottles because apparently people were too fucking stupid to clean their bottles. And they're killing their babies somehow. That's so fucking retarded. Just, I don't know. I would have stuck with using glass bottles for the kids personally. It's better than plastic. Just any excuse to use plastic, I guess, right? But yeah. This is God, just finally got to that. How did I miss that until now? This is an even flow. An old even flow. It's got this circle with an A in it. Some other stuff. It's hard to see with this texture on the bottom. 10 0A. And I don't know, but just got to move on from it. So I got to speed this up still. I got to the bigger bottles still. This one's kind of neat. It's got this cool dimpling. If I can't capture it with the camera, yeah. They're kind of scalloped into the bottle. I'm not even sure if that's the proper term for that or not, but I know of the term scalloped because Yngwie Malmsteen's guitar. Yngwie Malmsteen's guitar has a scalloped guitar neck and 1 second. Okie doke. And this one doesn't really have anything else really happening. Oh, besides it says Glim. Don't want to assume too much. Some of these bottles do get pretty simple. I thought this was one of the more simple ones, but this has the Owens on it and Glim. So, don't even think I looked this bottle up. How pathetic. Anyway. If I did, I don't remember. It's been like a couple weeks ago now. Actually, yeah, almost 2 weeks ago. Going about 2 weeks. I have so many different bottles being juggled here. It's almost damn near impossible to remember all this stuff. Unless I really planned and scripted them out first, which I don't do. Again, not everyone's style or flavor, but that's how I do it. It's got the big studs. Like a switch, right? Back and forth. This one has an interesting way of being stamped. This is just another alcohol bottle, clearly. But it's got this interesting stamp on it. Get it to focus. Yeah, it's like they ran out of space over here. It's kind of funny. This bottle's not very reflective. I guess that's coming out clear enough. Okay. Almost similar to the other one, but with more design on it. I thought it was a Tabasco bottle. It doesn't seem like anything too concerning here on the bottom besides that little pharmacy embossing again. Apologies if I'm completely wrong on that. I think memory serves correct. That's what that embossing is. So potentially another pharmacy type thing. This is some sort of soda fiend stuff here. I'm not entirely sure what this is. Yet again, I just got so many different bottles, I forget to look some of these up sometimes. I start to look them up and then I juggle all these bottles around and it's just like, it just gets so cluttered and confusing after a while. Soda fiend. Probably just try to give these a quick spin and show the stuff on it if it has anything and be done with it. Move on. The Soda Fiend Co., Kansas City, Missouri. So this is a local made thing. interesting color on the bottom of this one. Cool. This was an interesting one, clearly, but it's odd design, shape, design, whatever. It's really hard to get a cleaner in this one and try to clean it out. But really, this is all it is. Interesting bottle for sure. It had a thread top. Sheesh, wrist, stop popping. And nothing to work with on the bottom. Oh yeah, never mind, it popped out there. The camera didn't pick it up first. How deceptive. Let's see. Yeah, it looks to be just seems to be just some sort of code, production code, and then that one with like an anchor. I might start picking the camera up a little bit to get these embossings in there, because they're getting tricky with these longer bottles. I almost wrote this bottle off, but then I saw like this embossed, looks like an LM on it. Because I said I was done collecting simple bottles like this that look like food contents, like dressings or ketchups or whatever. But this one I don't believe is. And even if it is, it's the only one that's going to be in my collection, because after that I won't collect anymore. Sorry, I popped my thumb. Try to get that in there. All right. And yes, but the only things I find that survive that are, utensils for people to use, I do find cups out there. I have not found any complete plates, bowls, or much anything else. Usually those are broken, unfortunately, but for some odd reason I can find cups. Who knows? I got like 6 more put up somewhere else I'm going to show later, but I'm just going to slip this one in here. Hell, now thinking about it, I should just save this with the cup one, but oh well. Very interesting that I find cups, but everything else is broken when it comes to stuff like this. I apologize if you hear any background noise. Unfortunately. Or not so much that, but it just is what it is. So yeah. I typically find cups, and everything else is generally broken, with the exception of I've managed to find 2 things like this sort of out there. I'm about to adjust this camera up a little bit. This is getting annoying. If I spoil some of these balls in the background, I don't care. I should have done this a long time ago. But I kind of wanted to keep those bottles out and then the couch in the background. But, oh well. I do seem to find, managed to find this. And this thing I spoiled already once. Both sort of like little gravy things or syrup things. Containers, pours. But this one's definitely more ornate. As you can see. However, there is a missing handle here. I didn't realize that until after I got it home and cleaned it. At first, I thought it was just missing the lid. It has like this little lid notch up here, hinge. You know, kind of lid. But after I cleaned it and got the dirt off it, and it's like, oh, it had a handle once. But it doesn't cut my fingers. It's not like sharp, so it could still be used. Which I plan on reusing it for something, maybe at some point. This is neat enough to do that with. I mean, I used one of the cups I found out there already, so I'll repurpose some of this other stuff if I can. And as I've said before, I plan on using a lot of these bottles for my mead, and hopefully dunkel making whenever I get to doing that. Dunkel beer. Probably, I'll leave that alone, never mind, scratch that. But yeah, this is a pretty cool little piece of glass. Not really much to work with on the bottom of this one. A little damage there. What do you want for nothing? Don't say rubber biscuit. And that's that one. I think I'm done with those bottles. Oh boy, I'm almost done. After a few more quick shows here. Some of these bottles. Gotta get them situated. Talking away from the camera. If you can hear me. Let me get these kind of moved over. They're kind of far away. Quickly. Okay. Guess I'll start with, let me see. Yeah, I'll just do that. I think I got this figured out. Here we have a Presto mason jar with the Duraglass embossed logo on it. Guess people like to collect old mason jars. Well, lucky me, because I happen to find some pretty cool ones. Looking to the glass world real quickly and scanning over things and stuff. I guess people tend to like to collect these old jars here. That's hard to read. Actually, this has the whole company's name on it. So now the confusion can be done with. Owen, Illinois Glass Company. All right. Guess I was right. Just kind of butchered when I said Williams. All right, whatever. So we got the Owen Wilson's. Wow. Don't do drugs. I'm kidding. Calm down. Anyway, Owen, Illinois Glass Company. This is my only Presto one I have. And that works fine because this lid fits on it. So now I have a matching lid and mason jar. Oh no. There we go. So that's kind of neat. But that's really all there is to see with this. Try to get this in there one last time real quick. And move on to now the old ball perfect mason jar. So it's kind of cool. I guess I'm not sure what the rarity of these are, or what ones are sought after the most brand wise or whatever. But that's an interesting bottom. But yeah, this is a old ball mason jar. It's all kind of neat to me. I don't really care, I guess. Yeah, the other one didn't have any real bottle details on it, so I didn't think to show the whole thing. So there's this one. And yeah. Actually, I did show the other one more. But this is my special one here. This is my blue. It's blue in person. The camera's picking up kind of funny, but actually it's more like a algae green, kind of greenish blue. About what it looks like in the camera, actually. So, correction. This one's a colored one. I do believe these are the more rarer and sought after ones. And there's nothing on the back here, but I guess I can go ahead and just twist it around, because this is the cool one. And this one thankfully came out clean. This is almost a blowout. Thankfully it hasn't. It's just damaged right there. This one came out nice. Got a big old bubble in there, it looks like, over here. Some other bubbles throughout it. So this clearly indicates to me that this could very much well be an older mason jar, for sure. But I'm pretty sure these ones are the more sought after ones, the ones with unique colors. So this is the special one in the collection of those. It just has a weird, looks like a hand drawn two. Not entirely sure what that entails. But yeah, there's that. I almost wrote this one off, because like I said, I'm pretty much done collecting up most of these alcohol pints and stuff. They're just, not really my thing. But it's got the old federal thing on it. But I mainly kept this one because it has like a cork top. Or it had those weird little latch style ones, and it's just rusted off and gone. This was made by Ball. Yeah, tragically, most of bottles in South Oak Park are generally about what I'm showing, besides when I get to the more unique ones, which are more sparse. No, I do like these ones. And yes, they're just maple syrup jars, or syrup jars in general. But I do like the little handles on them. I'm gonna probably use these for like little small mead bottles. you know, smaller carboys, and it was, got little handles on it. But yeah, these are syrup jars. Hell, even the syrup jars of the day were nice. Really thought out. Even got the little handles on it. I found a bunch of these. In fact, just a little teaser of them. I got a whole bunch of them lined up right here. Just to go and get that out of the way. So yeah, I'm gonna eventually turn these into like mead containers. Try to get that in there. Pinnock and Ford. Ltd. Pinnock and Ford Ltd. Inc. And you'll look that up and it'll just bring you up to syrup jars. I did other various things, I'm sure, but this particular one is a syrup jar. I found a bigger one out there. This is my only larger one, vessel. As you can see, this is there's this one, and there's this one. So I get in there as best I can, I guess. So yeah, those ones are slightly different in size. Actually, it's quite a big difference. Distracted there. But yeah, hopefully I can get these cleaned out enough to make them into my mead jars. So when I'm done making mead, I could put them in here and just, you know, why not? It has an L for large. All right, almost done with the big bottles now. Holy shit, this is a long video. God, this is just terrible. I do believe this is like an old milk vessel, you know, the kind you used to put on your porch and get refills with. You had milkmen running around refilling your milk jars or replacing them with more. Pretty sure that's what this container is. Vessel, container, whatever you want to call it. Pretty positive this isn't. That's what this looks like to me, anyways. So, those old-fashioned milkmen running around putting milk on your porch. Oh no! This is a longer bottle. This little one with the plastic lid just got abused. Yeah, I gotta get these other balls out of my way. This is annoying. There's not much to see with this one besides it is just overall a neat kind of old milk looking vessel here. So yeah. And I'll go and throw this one there. This is one I found shortly after recording out there. As I stated, I'll probably find cool stuff after I stop recording, and surely enough, because I found this one. Yeah, I can't get the whole damn thing in there, of course. So there's this one. I like this one enough to pick up the phone to get it all in there. One minute. All right. That's good enough. So yeah, I found this one shortly after I stopped recording when I was out there that night. I shit you not. It's just an alcohol bottle, but it's a cool alcohol bottle. I'll collect ones like this for sure. It's got the dumb federal law thing on it. Federal law prohibits blah blah blah, we know. This had a glass stopper, I think. This old fancy glass stopper in there, but it's obviously not with the bottle anymore. It's a nice aqua blue, aqua glass. But yeah, I'm not trying to spend too much time on it, as this video is going on way too long. So that's that. I'll get this one out of the way. I'm surprised to just do this as a side mug, side angle. This is the only one in my collection out of the amber whiskey bottles that looks like this. Got this cool looking design around the side. I believe this is a cork top style. So yeah. So that's pretty much this one already. I'll get to the bottom here in a second. I'm not sure how I'm gonna get this in there. I'm probably have to move some of these out of my way. There's no way this is happening. This bottle's way too long. Still can't get the damn thing in there. It's amazing. This is a Christian Bros. The Christian Bros. Of California. Well, how cool. So I guess I'll just go on ahead and get this one out of the way. Pretty cool bottle. Besides, now these are on my way this way. Truly remarkable. Truly remarkable. Alright, get that one out of the way. I'll get this one out. For anyone that's been watching my videos, I mentioned about wanting a Hilux bottle. Well, I did finally find one, but this is not the exact one I wanted. But I'm happy nonetheless. Not sure why I'm so happy about finding a damn Hilux bottle, but now it's the only one in my collection. And this one came out looking almost brand new. Like, I can't believe how clean this bottle came out of the ground and cleaned up. It's just mental. Like, there's nothing wrong with this bottle besides smudges on it. Like, I wanted a Hilux bottle and I found a damn good condition one. So there we have it. The Hilux bottle. However, the one I really want has like the handle nubs on it, but this one will have to do for now. It's what I got, so beggars cannot be choosers. So cool. I do have a Hilux bottle in the collection finally. I saved that one for last. Let's get to these ones. God, these long bottles are obnoxious. This has cool grapevines embossed around the bottle. I'll just probably keep these ones like this. I know these are supposed to be like the highlight of the whole video, but it's like they're so long and annoying to deal with. I'm trying to capture all of them. long ass wine bottles. This still has some weird root in it, because when I found this, some of these had roots in them when I found them. One-fourth quarter. A 2. Now, these are the kind of vintage bottles I want to find, just the really cool ones with embossings and stuff. I mean, this is gonna make a really cool mead bottle. And we'll try to get this in here. That's really close, but hey, it works. Where does it start? Sorry for the jankiness. I think this is where it actually is. Silverton, Ohio? Oh, that's where it's made. The brand is on there somewhere. This is all sorts of weird and hard to see for some reason. Pretty sure that's it. Myers. Whichever. Yeah, just the mouthpiece doesn't really need to be in there. It's not super exciting. There's not anything going on there, so we'll just get back to this view here of the embossings and be done with this one. The grapevine embossing. That'll be that. There's another one similar but different embossing and design. These ones also washed up pretty nicely, cleaned out. Just a thread top cap, not anything fancy, so I'm probably just gonna keep that out. And these ones are bottled by Amber Rose & Co., Kansas City, Missouri. It's got the grape, looks like a grapevine on it as well. I wonder what kind of wine was in here. Pardon my befuddling. Getting kind of exhausted here mentally, doing all this, dealing with all the things as I do. But anyways, it's got this cool little emblem on it here. That was kind of neat. Yeah. I have 3 of these just to go and spoil that. Refilling prohibited. Did they allow you to refill wine bottles at one point in time? Why would you put that on there? Maybe someone was trying to get refills. Who knows? Huh. That's pretty much what's on the bottom of this one. That's all there is. Square and an N, wine, 3. I'll probably just blast through the next 2 of these because they're the same ones. Pretty much exactly. So I'll just pan them around real quick and be done with them. As you can see, it's the same bottle. Got the little emblem on there. And wine 6. Okay. And the last one of these ones. And I got one more bottle, thank God, after this. Hoping to get these cleaned out and use them for my mead, as I keep saying. Pretty cool little leaf action going on there. And the last one could become one of my main personal mead bottles if I can salvage it and clean it out enough to do so. It's gonna be this one. Of course, I get the ugly side first. I have not been able to get these off yet. They're on the glass pretty damn good. We'll just leave it at that. But this bottle is really cool because it has roses embossed on the side. You can feel them. They're textured and it's so cool. This bottle was one of my happy finds of that night. Because, you know, just when I pulled it out, it was an amber bottle and it had these cool roses on it. Typical federal law thing there. This bottle's got this kind of cloudy look to it. Frosted look to it. I guess it's the type of how they made the glass, I guess. It's got this frost look going on to it, like it's cold all the time, but it's not. Almost like a frosty glaze glass or something. It's interesting. So it's mirrored on the other side. It's got another rose. I think they're slightly different. I guess they're the same, actually. They're just facing the same way. Facing towards each other. Cool. Gotta finish getting the old lid off of this one. Wants to focus. Yes, it has the old lid on it. I had to break it off. So it's already so far gone, there's no saving it. But this bottom piece stayed on there. And this is that's it. It's a fancy bottle and that's all it's got on the bottom. And that's really hard to see just because the color of the glass, it's just how it is with this one. It's a very strange cloudy color going on with it. But yeah, that's finally it. I know. Goodness gracious. Can't believe how long this video went on for. I don't blame anyone for not wanting to watch 10 minutes into this damn thing. Shit. It's freaking wild, man. But yeah. I guess I'll end it with this cool little bottle. Amber alcohol bottle here with the roses embossed on the side. Catch some shit. Get some of the shading on there. I do need to find a way to clean this stuff off of it. Alright then. If somehow anyone managed to get through all that, then I commend you. Fucking hats off. That's wild. Can't believe how long that took. But yeah, I'm not even gonna have to do anything. I'm just gonna stop the video. That's it. Hope you enjoyed whatever.